there was only one dish that I could eat for the rest of my life, this would be it. It's the Thai papaya salad, or Som Tam, and it really is, for me, the best salad in the entire world. Okay, so first up, let's run through the ingredients. And here we've got some small dried shrimp. You can use medium or large, but I just prefer to use these small ones. And some palm sugar, and next to that we've got some peanuts. They're raw and still with their skins on. So I've got one green, that's an unripe papaya, a red tomato, some limes and some red Thai bird's eye chilies. And then last up, some fish sauce. And then to shred the green papaya, I'm using this kind of speed peeler that's kind of got a Julienne head on it, and that's going to shred the papaya up nicely. Now you can use any pestle and mortar you want to make this salad, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to be using this traditional Thai Krok, which is always used for papaya salad, the street vendor stands, and it's just a wooden pestle and then a clay mortar that has all of these ridges in there. And you see these everywhere on the street food stalls in Thailand. Okay, so first up, I'm going to do a little bit of a trick with the palm sugar. I've bought it in a really hard form here, but when I used to buy this in the market in Thailand, it used to come in more of a syrupy form, I guess. It was more fluid, which really helped when you made the dressing because you had more of a watery dressing. The dressing went further. So I just like to give this palm sugar a bit of a rough chop up. You don't need to go crazy. And then get it into a pan. And I'm just going to add a very, very small splash of water and then pop it onto a low heat. And I'm just going to heat that through until I get the right consistency. I can add a touch more water or reduce it a little, but basically I want it to be just a little bit thicker than honey. Okay, now we've got to get these skins off these peanuts. Now, I've got some water in the kettle that probably boiled, 20-30 minutes ago, which means it's warm now. It's not too hot, but it is still warm. And I'm just going to cover those peanuts up and then pop them to one side. I'm going to leave them for about, 20-30 minutes. It doesn't really matter. And then hopefully those skins should pop off really easily. Now the street vendors in Thailand have normally got all their limes prepped, so I'm just going to cut round the core of this. I think they do theirs in about 3 pieces, but I'm going round this in 4, and then basically I'm just going to discard the centre where any of the pips could be, and that's just going to make it easier when we come to finish the salad later and squeeze this into the crock. Okay, we've got to get the skin off this papaya, and you want to be ultra careful here. As you can see right there, it's a little bit slippery and we don't want to lose any of those digits, so just be careful when you're peeling this. Using the Julienne peeler, we can now take some ribbons off the side of the papaya, and you can see here they break up into really nice strands, which is perfect for the salad. Just be careful because this will slip around, so you can secure it against the board like I am here, or use a tea towel. And here you can see that's just what we want for the salad. Now, if you don't have a Julienne peeler and you're feeling a bit brave, you can do it the old traditional Thai way. Normally they'd use kind of a small cleaver here, and they basically chop into the flesh of the papaya, and then they slide the cleaver or the knife down, and that just brings it off into really nice shards that you just gently break up with your fingers. You do want to be really, really careful doing this, but it's good fun and it's the traditional way of doing it. Okay, now we want to finish peeling up the rest of the papaya, and we're just going to pop it all to one side in a bowl. But as you peel this, you want to rotate that papaya so you're taking an even amount off each side. And I'm going to explain why in a second. But you can see here just how much we get. There's probably going to be enough here to do 2 salads, I should think. And that is the size of ribbon that you're looking for this salad. Okay, and this is why you want to peel this evenly all the way around. If you look here, you can see the fruit is hollow on the middle. So if you take too much off of one side, eventually you end up going through to the core and it makes it a nightmare to finish peeling. And now the heat element. This salad wants to be spicy, so I'm setting aside 3 Thai bird's eye chilies for this. Right, back to the sugar, and as you can see here, all of the hard sugar's now dissolved into that small amount of water, and this has just been heating really gently. And you know, the texture or the consistency's a bit like runny honey, and I think this is going to be perfect. So I'm just going to cool it off into a glass bowl and leave it on the side, because this cannot go into the salad warm, it's got to be room temperature. Okay, time to get the skins off of these peanuts. You're going to need a little bit of patience here, but they shouldn't be too bad if you've left them to soak for long enough. If not, do feel free to use some roasted peanuts, some store-bought roasted peanuts. Just make sure they are unsalted. Then give them a nice pat dry just to get rid of any of that residual water. We're going to be deep frying these, so we don't want any splashes from the oil. Okay, and onto a high heat now with my wok, and I'm going to add about 1/3 full of sunflower oil. Feel free to use a saucepan here or a frying pan if you want to. Now in with the peanuts, obviously very carefully, and we're going to cook these until they just start going golden. They want to be really nice and crunchy, but they definitely don't want to be too dark. They'll have gone way too far. This is about what you're looking for. Okay, then we're going to go into the hot oil. Oh, by the way, it's 160 degrees C. In with the shrimp, and we're just going to cook these really, really quickly. As soon as those bubbles kind of dissipate, we know they're there. We know they're starting to get crispy. Just as they start to go golden, we want to take them out and drain them off on a piece of kitchen paper. Okay, so the main event, putting this salad together. I nearly forgot earlier, that was 2 cloves of garlic going in. I'm breaking the stems off of the 3 bird's eye chilies, and they're going into the crock whole. And then I'm just going to give them a really good bash up. They don't have to be ground into a small paste. You want to see bits of chili throughout this salad. Okay, and now we're going to go into the pestle with a really good tablespoon of that palm sugar, which has thickened up. Now it's come down to room temperature. We're going to give that a good work around with the pestle, and this is the sort of consistency that you're looking for. Okay, and now we're going to go in with the wet ingredients. We're going to start with a fish sauce, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of this. And now in with the lime, and I'm just going to squeeze probably about a whole lime in. And when I squeeze the small piece of lime in, I'm actually going to throw that in with the salad. And then a quick mix up and a taste test. We just want to make sure that that dressing is well balanced. Now I'm going to add 1 whole tomato that kind of needs to be roughly chopped. Now when I was shown how to make this salad, the chefs were showing me how to cut the tomato on the side of the crock. And let me just warn you, if you've got an expensive knife, this is probably not the avenue that you want to take. Now I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of peanuts. Again, this is down to your preference, but I like a good bit of crunch. And then I'm going to go in with a good tablespoon of the dried shrimp, and then just give that a good mix up. Lastly, we're going to add our papaya. Now you want to add a good handful, but you definitely don't want to add any more than that. Max, out of a crock like this, you're going to get 1 good size salad. You can't go crazy because the dressing won't turn around all of the ingredients. You want enough space in the crock or in the pestle and mortar that you're using so that you can keep turning everything around, and every ingredient in there gets liberally coated with that dressing that we made. Now I'd probably mix this from anything kind of 30 seconds to a minute, but whatever you feel's right. Just make sure that all of those ingredients are well mixed together. Now all that's left is to turn this out onto a plate. Make sure you use something that's got some kind of rim, because there will be loads of sauce that gathers at the bottom. That's it. Let me tell you a little secret. Don't skimp on the chilies. This needs to be spicy. You can't have it any other way. You want your lips tingling, your tongue tingling, and that dressing just balances everything out perfectly. Anybody who ever said salads were boring has never eaten anything like this. Oh, that's spicy and very, very good. That's got me. Okay guys, thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.